Attack on Titan, the final season's main official trailer is out, but how does it compare to the manga? Yo, what's good? It's a boy do reviews, and even though I try to keep this video as anime only friendly as possible, there are some light manga spoilers because I'm going to be using the manga panels to compare. But let's just get straight to this breakdown, and first thing first, we've got this sky, and I think the anime trailer did a pretty good job adapting the manga. I like the streaks of sun coming from the sky. Next up we got Zeke Yeager's face, and yeah, I do like this shot of Zeke. We see his full face instead of that split panel we got in the manga, so it looks pretty nice. Well done, MAPPA. Next up we got Eren Yeager and his new CGI Titan, or is it 2D? I don't know, but it looks a little bit different to the manga. His jaw is a lot pointy and longer, and I love the hair flapping in the wind. Next up we got Reiner, him getting ready to charge and fight Eren, and yeah, we get a more of a side shot of Reiner instead of that front face shot we got in the manga. Next up we got Eren charging forward to fight Reiner, and yeah, I flipping love this running sequence. It looks frightening, it looks intense, it looks wild. And yeah, MAPPA did a really good job on this. It captured the manga's energy really well. Although some of the streaks across Eren's Titan's face were missing, I still think the trailer did a pretty good job. And I love the close-up shot of him charging towards Reiner as well. Next up we got Gracia and him looking really paranoid. The shot in the trailer looks a little bit different to how Gracia reacts in the manga. I'm not too sure if this is going to be like an anime only edition. Next up we got Mikasa and her young self. Yeah, I do prefer the trailer. Her character art looks way better. I love the lighting and the coloring, the shading as well. Next up we've got Eren's transformation. Yeah, it's from the previous trailer, we know, and yeah, I do like the trailer, but I think the manga's detail looks a little bit better. There's way more detail and just energy in that. Next up we've got the scouts running towards the Marley to fight them, and I think we're going to get more scenes of the scouts, close-up shots of their faces in the anime, because in this trailer we only got to see really brief glimpses of them flying around. Next up we've got Marley and them preparing for war in the blimps, and yeah, I love the trailer. The energy, the cinematic look, the lighting, it feels like a World War II film at times, and I just love it as they sort of drop the parachutes down. Next up we got Reiner and him falling down. Yeah, I did say in my original breakdown review that this was my least favorite shot of him falling down. It looked a little bit janky, the CGI. But next up we got Eren's face inside the POV of his Titan. MAPPA did a stellar job capturing his reaction to the war playing out. Next up we got this close-up shot of Zeke's Beast Titan's teeth, and yeah, they really captured this whole frontal teeth compared to the manga where it was just a split panel. Next up we got Reiner being punched by Eren Yeager's Titan, and yeah, they really captured the energy really well. And also that eye detail that you see as his armor shell is sort of being destroyed. Next up we've got Eren's friends preparing for battle, and I kind of prefer the manga version. I love that high dynamic shot, and they changed the shot of them walking out to this sort of back view of them, which looks equally amazing. Next up we got Fletch Foster about to attack some of the enemies, and yeah, some of the shots are a little bit different in the manga here and there, but is Fletch's face a little bit longer in the manga, or is it just me? Next up we got Liana just absolutely being delighted by the scenes of the war, and I much prefer her face in this shot. I love her hair flapping in the wind. I love the backlighting. It looks beautiful, and it glows and it pops. Next up we got Armin looking at one of the blimps crashing down, and I did like the manga version. It felt way more dramatic. The blimps felt way more bigger and larger. Next up we got the blimps crashing into Shiganshina, and yeah, they equally look just as good in the trailer as it does in the manga. Next up we've got our boy Onion Coupon trying to free the scouts from the cage, and his face does look a little bit better in the trailer. His expression, the sweat dripping down, his concern and worry. Next up we got Mikasa looking at her scarf and debating, should she help Eren? And yeah, I did prefer the manga. We got to see more of her arm. The trailer did a better job when it came to her face. We got to see a wider shot of her face. Armin trying to take down the cart Titan, and yeah, both versions look pretty well designed actually, but I did prefer Armin's face in the trailer in that close-up shot more than the manga. Next up we got Gabby and her eyes sort of stretching open. Yeah, I did prefer the trailer. It showed way more detail. The manga was a little bit fuzzy because this shot was quite small. Magif and he's preparing to shoot something or someone, who knows. And yeah, the trailer did a pretty good job. They added that shading. Next up we've got peak shooting, and yeah, I'm missing the skull of her card titan from the manga. Next up we got Zeke tossing Eren his baseball and Eren running away from the war. And yep, the trailer did a fantastic job of capturing Eren's frantic running cycle, and we see some of the scouts flying and zipping around. Next up we got Zeke reaching out. Yeah, the trailer did a fantastic job on this, capturing Zeke's wild expression, and the animation looks delightful in the trailer as well. Although MAPPA did change the angle of him reaching out, and also his hand is sort of positioned in a slightly different angle. Next up we got Gabby shooting, and yeah, the gun is a lot different in this scene. I'm guessing they really wanted to make it dramatic and show how large it is, because in the manga it's so much smaller. Right, next up, it is a huge spoiler, so if you're an anime only, go away right now. It's only manga only. But right now we've got the scene where Gabby shoots Eren's head off from the manga, and yeah, we don't really see a close-up shot of his head being shot, but if you zoom into this scene in the trailer, you actually do see his head flying. Next up we've got Ymira in the world of the past realm. Yeah, the shot's a little bit different in the trailer. It looks like it's more anime only sort of animation compared to what was shown in the manga, and I'm loving it. Next up we got Galliard and him just charging towards Eren, and yeah, the trailer is a million times better than the manga. The manga's drawing was a little bit rough and sketchy, but I guess Isayama wanted to really capture Galliard's sort of expression, and his face is wild in the trailer compared to the manga. Much prefer the trailer version, so props to MAPPA right here. Next up we've got Zeke Yeager throwing rocks towards the Marley blimps, and I do love the animation here. It really captures the flow and the energy that Isayama drew in his panels in the manga, and just the rocks just crashing. Next up we've got Eren's wild expression as he's talking to someone, and yep, I love this shot. I think the trailer looks even better. His face was a little bit off proportion in my opinion from the manga. This trailer version is so much more in proportion with Eren, and I love the extra eye detail animation and him just looking really angry and annoyed. Next up we've got Eren ripping Reiner's teeth off, and yeah, they captured it. It cuts from a close-up shot of Eren's face to a semi-wide shot of Reiner's jaw being ripped open. Next up we've got Eren about to punch Reiner, and yep, the MAPPA really captured the energy of him about to punch him pretty well. Some of the streaks are missing here and there, like from the manga panels, but they really captured the flow with his hair. Next up we've got Reiner charging towards Eren, and yeah, the run animation is amazing. I love the addition of the smoke. Next up we got Reiner's POV shot, and I prefer the trailer because we get to see more detail of his face, and we get to see those Titan veins attached to him. In the manga that was missing. Next up we got Zeke's Beast Titan falling down, and yeah, I do prefer the manga. It's a bit more clearer. A little bit too much shaky cam in the trailer. We don't get to see that great Beast Titan design. Next up we got Eren roaring in pain as he's being impaled, and I kind of prefer the trailer. We get to see more of his face and just more of that great MAPPA animation right there. In the manga it was nice, but it was pretty sketchy. We didn't really get to see too much of his design. Next up we got Zeke looking at Eren, and yeah, the trailer did a fantastic job adding shading and keeping the streak lines pretty faithful as well, and I love the coloring as well. The lighting looks beautiful. They kind of flipped this scene around. Eren's now on the left and Zeke's on the right for some odd reason. Don't know why they did that. Next up we've got Zeke roaring, and they captured the energy of the manga so well. The flow of the hair animation, the roar, that shockwave adds so much more drama to it. Next up we've got all the Eldians being turned into pure titans who drank the wine, and they captured this scene pretty well of the camera panning back and all the Eldians who have Zeke's spinal fluid inside them being turned into pure titans. And yeah, both versions look pretty good. I don't know which is better, but of course the trailer has more lighting and more drama. Next up we've got Ymira walking towards someone, and they changed the shots from the manga here and there, but it captured the essence of it pretty well. I like the close-ups of her legs just sort of walking. The animation looked so nice, but this shot with her in front of the path sort of tree thing looked pretty nice. Next up we got Gabby reaching out. Yeah, I did prefer the trailer. We get to see more of her expression. Yeah, but yet I did like the hand sort of being more towards the camera in the manga. Next up we've got Falco. Yeah, they kind of cut out a lot of this scene because they wanted to keep it anime only friendly. You see a bit of his brother holding him and Falco reaching out. And then finally we got Aaron's crazy expression, but that's it. Overall, I flipping love this trailer. The animation is pretty nice, although some janky moments here and there, the overall feeling and vibe was beautiful. And I can't wait for Attack on Titan, the final season part 2 to be premiered. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this manga versus trailer comparison. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Like, subscribe for more anime and manga reactions and reviews. Continue to stay subbed for future Attack on Titan reviews, rankings, comparisons, and reactions. Thank you for watching. Check out my Attack on Titan TV versus Blu-ray comparisons, my Attack on Titan rankings, and my Attack on Titan reactions on my Stranger Bear Reacts channel. Thanks for watching. Board the Review signing out.